What up YouTube, Blinded by Skate here, bringing you a video that everybody seems to be doing, which would be the OCG ban list. But instead of just telling you what the OCG ban list is and yada 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 and what decks are going to be good, I decided to just pull the cards apart and go into discussion about the cards on the ban list and maybe why some of the choices were made. So let's just go on right to it. We'll go to the first section, which is of course the ban section. First card that I picked, I didn't pick every card, I didn't put every single card down because A, some of them I don't have because I already got rid of them, or B, some of them I just don't have because I was waiting for them to go to 1, like TCG Hyper Librarian, so I can pick them up later. But anyway, first card is Mind Master. Mind Master is only good in one deck. The deck does have OTK possibilities. Why they put it to 0? I mean, the deck wasn't really terribly fast and it was kind of easy to stop, but I guess they thought it was a big threat, so they put it to 1, or they put it to 0. Next up is Fishborg Blaster. Fishborg Blaster stops Frog Monarchs, it stops Formula Monarchs, it stops the Fish OTK, it stops the Jaloran Trishula thing. It just pretty much wrecks all of those decks for synchroing wise. So, you know, it makes sense. Fishborg was a really good card in all of those decks, and it was a little too broken. So I can kind of understand why they put it to that. So next is Giant Trunade. Giant Trunade, it was a little overpowered at points. You put everything in the, you know, you play it, you put everything back in your hand. I mean, that's cool and all. I mean, you don't lose anything, which is a good thing, but it doesn't really solve problems for anybody. So I guess they just got rid of it because they brought back something else for us, but that'll be later. And next is Royal Oppression, and this is really the only one I don't understand why they banned. Royal Oppression was at 1. It didn't completely destroy decks. It was a good surprise to like negate a couple things, but it didn't really completely, you know, foil plots of people. So I've been talking it over with Robbie and a couple other people, and I don't really understand why it got completely banned. Obviously Konami knows something that we don't, so maybe we'll see in further days to come. So next up is the cards that went to 1. If you watched Robbie's ban video, he wanted Shan Smoke Signal to go to 1. Shan Smoke Signal did in fact go to 1. Reasoning, it slows down 6 Samurais. It doesn't completely kill the deck, but it does hurt it, so that way it's still playable and people can still play around with it and see if they can figure out new ideas for it, but it doesn't, you know, make it as broken as what it was. Debris Dragon is the same way. It makes it to where what's left of plants isn't completely broken, and it, you know, it makes it to where you have to think more about what you're going to put in your deck. Same for Lone Fire. It hurts the plant engine, but it does not completely destroy the plant engine. You put another Lone Fire in there and you're still good. You have the basic 4 that you need. So you may not put Titanial back in your deck because you only have the 1 Lone Fire, but it doesn't completely destroy the engine, which is another good thing because now people aren't going to be playing straight plants, but they can still utilize the engine in other things. So that's pretty good. Pot of Avarice got really big for like every single deck. Plants, TGs, Lightshorn, yada yada yada. Playing it at 3 was really broken. Not a lot of people played it at 3, people played it at 2, but even then it was just too broken because it's a +1 off of, you know, after you put 5 monsters in the grave off of your first turn. So it's like you just keep plussing for no apparent reason. You don't really lose anything, so pretty good. Formula, everybody know it was too broken at 3. Everybody thought it was going to go to 2. I was one of those people that thought it was going to go to 2. Obviously it didn't. It makes it to where you're not going to be abusing Hyper Librarian as much to keep drawing a lot of cards, which is good, but they still left it out there because it's a level 2 tuner, and it's the only synchro tuner that's level 2, so it just, you know, it gets in there. You can still draw a card off of it, so you don't get infinite bonuses off of it. You can still just play around with it and do stuff with it, so it keeps it more level for the rest of us. 2 cards that came off of the ban list that a couple people were happy about, I guess. They took us Giant Trunade, but they gave us back Heavy Storm. The big three are Heavy Storm, Cold Wave, Giant Trunade. You have to have one of each, like you have to have at least one of the three for each format, in my opinion, because otherwise everything will be too overpowered. So they gave us Heavy Storm, I guess because it gets rid of things, but it's, you know, it's more easily stoppable. Starlight Road, yada yada yada. So it gives Starlight Road a big bonus. I think people are going to be playing a lot of Starlight Roads now. But, you know, Heavy Storm wasn't too broken. It was broken when Cold Wave and Heavy Storm and Giant Trunade were all played. But Heavy Storm itself is, like, you know, it's pretty good. We'll see how it affects the gameplay. The big shocker to everybody is, of course, Black Luster Soldier Envoy of the Beginning. When this card got reprinted in gold, everybody's all like, oh, they're just reprinting it because they've only been printed twice. Blah, blah, blah. Me and Joe, Unknown Sloth, kept telling everybody, Black Luster Soldier is going to come back off the ban list, and everybody didn't believe us. And look at you now. You're sitting there like, oh my god, Black Luster Soldier jumped from a couple dollars to $30 for a gold, $60 for the pretty one, and $50 for the secret. So that'll teach people, I guess. I don't know. It's not terribly broken. It has the original first effect of Chaos Sorcerer, so Chaos Sorcerer's at 3, so I mean that's out. But then it has the bonus effect where if it attacks, it can attack again. But there's other cards out there that can do that, like Stygian Street Patrol. So again, it's not too overpowered, and it can still be stopped. We've got Warning, we've got Bottomless, all that good stuff. And everybody thinks that the priority ruling is going to go away anyway, so when you summon it, you're probably not going to even get its first effect to remove anything, so we'll see. Next up, everything that went to 2. Necro Gardener. Necro Gardener wasn't terribly broken because we don't have Crush Card Virus. So it adds more versatility, you know, it gives you more defense in Lightsworn and other such decks, any dark decks or whatever. But it's not too terribly broken. I mean, somebody can DD Crow it or anything like that. So it'll stop one attack, but it doesn't stop everything. So, you know, it adds more defense to other decks that might not have too much. Tragodia. Nobody really played Tragodia as of right now. Now that Exceeds are out, though, I think people might be utilizing Tragodia a little more. But it's not too terribly broken. I mean, you know, it's not going to get boosted up too much because people aren't going to... I don't think people are going to have too big of hands, so it's not going to be too overwhelming. The whole effect to change its level and take, you know, your opponent's stuff, that's what people are going to be going after, and they're going to be trying to Exceed summon with it a lot more, I think, because they're going to be able to, like, ditch a 4, take theirs, you know, Exceed for 4, Utopia, Steel Swarm Roach, any of the good stuff. So I think we'll be seeing a lot more Tragodia utilized in other decks. Probably Twilight and stuff like that, because, you know, Dark and BLS is all light, so I don't know. We'll see. Mind Crush to 2. Not a lot of people played Mind Crush. I always thought Mind Crush was kind of a good card. There's the whole Trap Dust Shoot Mind Crush. You know, everybody got smacked with that. But Mind Crush isn't too overpowered. I mean, you have to know what they have in their hand to get it, and if you don't, you know, there's a negative effect to it. So whether people will be playing to Mind Crush, who knows? People will probably be trying it out all over Dueling Network and all that stuff. So again, it's something yet to come. Summoner Monk. Summoner was good when it was at 2 during, you know, the whole Dark Strike Fighter thing when you can just keep popping stuff and you automatically win, but it's not terribly overbroken right now. I think we're gonna see it in a couple decks to Exceed. I think we're gonna really see it shine in Scraps though, just because they've got the 4-star tuners and they're gonna easily sync with it. I was playing around with it in Scraps earlier today, so if anybody has a good Scrap deck out there for the next format or any ideas of it, post comments below, send me a message or something, because I really love Scraps and I haven't really gotten to mess around with it too much, but I want to try to figure out something to play Scraps with. Like, I want to play Scraps and it just seems like a really fun deck to play, so hit me up with that. Call the Haunted to 2. A little broken, I guess. I mean, you get to pick up another monster from your grave. So now you get 2 of these in Monster Reborn. People didn't really play Call of the Haunted too terribly much, though, which is the only thing. So that's probably why they put it to 2. It gives you more options. You can probably sync easier with it, Exceed with it. In my deck, I can Contact Fuse for it. So, I mean, whether people are actually going to be utilizing the double Call of the Haunted is yet to be determined. So I don't know. We'll see. And the last one, I know there was more, but this is the last one that I chose. And the other ones are the ones that I don't really think were going to be too terribly used. So I just picked out the ones that I thought were going to be used a little more than the others. So the last one for 2 is D-Draw. Everybody wanted D-Draw to go back to 2. Yes, it was broken during Teledad format when you had Trip This, Trip Allure, Trip E-Tele, all the stuff that just made that deck really, really, really fast. Putting this at 2 doesn't really make anything too terribly fast. Yes, you're going to see D-Draw a lot more with probably Mally to Exceed Summon or Synchro Summon or blah, 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 blah. But I don't know. I love D-Draw. I think it's a really good card, but it's not too terribly broken. You can only play it with Destiny heroes in the Destiny engine. So again, we'll see how the Destiny engine goes, whether people are going to be playing Diamond Dudes and Dashers and all that good fun stuff that we all used to see. And last but not least is the cards that went to 3. Triple MST. I don't really get why they gave us Triple MST, because they took away Oppression, but I guess to get rid of back rows. But the only problem is I don't get why they gave us Triple MST, because we've got Dust Tornadoes and Heavy Storm, so I guess to just pick off random stuff whenever we need to. It seems a little broken in my opinion, so probably nobody's going to be playing decks that has set a lot because they don't want to get anything destroyed, which would make a lot of sense to me, but yeah. Spirit Reaper to 3. Spirit Reaper's not too terribly broken. I mean, not a lot of decks utilize it. People played it back in the day for like one tech thing. I think it's going to show a good showing in zombies with all the new zombie support, so I guess we'll see in later days to come, but I think maybe 2 Spirit Reaper. I don't think anybody's really going to play 3. I don't think anybody needs it, but it's there if they do. Icarus to 3. They finally gave a little bit back to Blackwings after smacking Blackwings with a ban list pretty much every single time, even though they weren't, you know, winning all that often. They were out there, they were good. But it gives more versatility to Blackwings. When Lanista comes out for GBs, it'll be fun for that, because you got the Equest and Bestiar and all that good stuff. So it gives more destruction for the back row. But again, it's another Starlight Road target, so you got to be careful with it. And my personal favorite is the Judgment Dragon, or Urtile's Draki. 3 JD. What can I really say about 3 JD? Save your solemn warnings, pretty much. It's gonna be off the chain. People are gonna be playing 3 JD in anything they can play it in, which is Lightsworn or Zombie Sworn or any of that stuff. But people are gonna be sitting on JDs like crazy, and they're gonna just go JD, 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 and then try to swing for game. So you just gotta be really, really careful about what cards you use to stop other cards, because you're gonna get JD'd without even realizing it. But again, it's something that people wanted to go to 3. I mean, people wanted to see Dark Arm go to 2, because it's not terribly broken, but we got JD instead, so we'll deal. I mean, we wanted Dad, but we got the Mom, so, you know. But that's about all I got to say. If anybody has any comments, questions, any ideas of their own, why any of this happened, any ideas of the other cards that I did not mention, please feel free to leave a comment in the section below, right down there. PM me with messages of deck ideas, anything like that. Any ideas that you think will of decks that'll be really good this next upcoming format, anything that'll shine above other decks. As for my personal thing, for my personal thought, top decks are going to be Zombies, Lightsworn, Twilight, Gadgets with Ultimate Offering, and possibly Scraps, depending on how well they do, and then of course Fairies, because Fairies didn't get touched, and then everybody's been playing it because Christie is coming out as a super, so yeah. But anyway, you know, leave your comments in the section below. Thumbs up. I really greatly appreciate it, and thank everybody for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing, and please continue to subscribe. I know I haven't been making videos, but I'm trying. I work a lot, and you know, Yu-Gi-Oh's not my top priority, but it's fun, it's enjoyable. So I wanna have fun with everybody, and I wanna get to know everybody. So hit me up, comments, thumbs. Again, thanks for watching. Blinded by Skate, and I'm out.